Once upon a time, in a secluded corner of England, there were two friends named Matthew and Sarah, who were always in search of adventure. One day, they found a map. The map indicated the location of a forgotten graveyard deep within an ancient forest. Driven by their desire for adventure, they decided to venture into the depths of the woods. After walking for a long time through the dark and silent passages of the forest, they started searching for a place to rest and recover from their exhaustion. Finally, they found an ideal campsite made of decaying trees and leaves. They decided to stay there for a few days and quickly began to build their little house. As time passed, the stillness of the forest began to disturb them. In the evenings, strange sounds echoed in their ears. Sometimes it was rustling, other times it was whispering voices. Although Sarah didn't seem to care much about it, Matthew began to feel uneasy. One night, Matthew woke up and decided to listen to the strange sounds coming from outside. He noticed something moving in the darkness. At that moment, his heart began to race. Gathering his courage, he stepped outside. He ventured deeper into the woods and arrived at the location of the graveyard. Among the tombstones, a light was shining. As Matthew approached, he found a note on the ground. The note said that the lost souls could not find peace and that disturbing them would come with a heavy cost. Terrified, he decided to return, but he sensed that something was following him in the darkness of the forest. The next morning, Matthew told Sarah about his experience. However, Sarah didn't believe him and decided to go to the graveyard again that night. Matthew tried to stop her, but he was unsuccessful. Fearlessly, Sarah made her way toward the graveyard. When night fell, Matthew began to anxiously wait for Sarah. However, hours passed, and she did not return. Worried for his girlfriend, he set off to find her at the graveyard. As he entered the dark area of the graveyard, he heard a scream that seemed to belong to her. Matthew ran toward the sound and found Sarah among the tombstones. But what was this? Sarah's body lay on the gravestones, her face completely pale. At that moment, Matthew's heart felt like it would stop. But the most chilling part was when he saw another grave beside hers that had been dug open, with his own name written on it. Shocked and terrified, as he turned to flee, he was captured by a being lurking among the graves. He too had become one of the lost souls in the woods. The forest fell silent once more. Matthew and Sarah remained as lost souls in the depths of that magnificent and terrifying forest, never to return.